Alright guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another video. I've had a shave, so that's growing back before anyone mentions it, so don't worry about that. And I just want to take a second to say, if you're not subscribed to the channel already, please do subscribe. It really helps me out. We're nearly at 200 subscribers, and that'd be great to get maybe before this video release, who knows. But certainly after it, it'd be really nice to reach that. So today I've got an A45 AMG in for detailing. This actually came off the back of a recommendation from Luke, whose C63 AMG I did. If you haven't seen that, go click in the corner now. I'll put that on a card. And yeah, a lot of people were very impressed with that when he put it up on his socials, and yeah, a lot of people were like, where have you had this done? Where have you had this done? So I've got this A45 in. It's nowhere near as bad as that C63, but it's certainly needed a little freshen up. So I haven't got much time on this, so what I'm going to do is get straight to work. I'm just going to quickly show you around the car, show you how it's looking, and then we'll get straight into it with cleaning the exterior. And we're going to start with the wheels, let the engine bay cool down. I'm going to do the wheels first, then I'll do the engine bay really quickly, because it's still really hot at the minute. And then we'll move on to the bodywork and then the interior. So let me show you around. Starting out under the engine bay. 2 litre turbo, absolutely ridiculous stonking turbo engine. Not too bad, just general dust and dirt. This will clean up really nicely and pretty easily. I just want to make sure for all this heat shield to cool down and the turbo and everything, with it being exposed, just want to make sure I'm not shocking it with cold water and, you know, potentially risking any stress damage or cracks or anything like that. So in all right condition, to be fair. Nice Michelins on these dress really nice, so I'm looking forward to that. Clean up in the arches. Again, it's not too bad. The owner did actually give this a blast off yesterday at a self-service station thing. He said it was just a bit too dirty for him and he just couldn't really hack it, so so it's really not that bad. It's only got a light layer of dust, so I'll probably wait and snow foam it. I'll just rinse it off and get straight into the wash to save some time. The interior is really not that bad. Just general dust in the crevices, but it's really not that bad. Lighting's awful as usual in here. Not in this car, just me filming interior videos. But yeah, everything's just going to need a wipe over and detail brush agitation and a hoover, but it's nothing like deep cleaning necessary, so shouldn't take me that long to get on with this. So as I say, first going to start with the wheels. I'll set all my stuff up, I'll set you guys up, and I'll talk you through what I'm going to do on that. So let's get into it. Okay, so as these wheels are already pretty clean, they've got some sort of protection. All I've done is I've gone around, blasted the worst of it off. It just gets the general surface contaminants off, giving the arches a quick blast, and then now I'm going to get into the wheel cleaning proper. So all I'm going to do is take some mild wheel cleaner on this, some Valet Pro Bilberry, because again, it's really not that bad. Spray that all over the wheel and the caliper, let it sit for a couple of minutes, do its thing, start breaking down embedded brake dust, contaminants, grime, all that sort of stuff. And then I am going to spray some all-purpose cleaner on the tyres to scrub off any previous dressings and refresh it. And spray some all-purpose cleaner in the arch liner as well. The carpeted at the back of these, but I'll do my best. I'm going to use a variety of brushes to get in and around it, and then we're going to rinse it off and it'll be clean. So this shouldn't take long at all, so let's get on with it. Okay, so that's one wheel cleaned, didn't take too long. Any damage you see, any marks you see is actually corrosion. Like this, it's all been eaten into and curbed and whatnot. So it's a bit annoying because it lets down the appearance of the wheels. But the owner's going to get them refurbed at some point anyway, I believe. And they are nice wheels, but you know they're clean anyway now, and tyres are well, as clean as we can get them, as bare as we can get them. Some sort of heavy oil dressing on there previously, but we've cleaned the surface rubbish off there, so the next dressing will stick really nice. So just going to repeat that on the next couple and we're good to go. Alright, up next we've got the underside of the bonnet, so I'm just going to agitate with some all-purpose cleaner and different variety of brushes, mostly wheel brushes that I've already used, rinsed out of course, just because they're the best, most versatile tools for the job. And then I'm going to blast it off, and then I'll set you up on the GoPro up here and you can watch me do this lovely engine bit. Alright, well, absolutely major fail here. I didn't set up the GoPro because I'm rushing and trying to get this done. Oh dear. So yeah, you're just gonna have to take my word for it that the engine bay was cleaned, but as you can see, it looks nice and clean now. It's still wet, so what I'm going to do is I'll at least set you up and you can watch me dress it. Can't believe I did that, sorry guys. But yeah, I'll leave the engine cleaning video up in the top right and you can watch another one of them instead. Not this exact one, but another one. I still have no idea what's up with my compressor, so I'm going to pull out the trusty old pet blower from Amazon that I used to use before it. Just blow most of the standing water off this and then turn the engine on, let it dry naturally, and I'll be doing the rest of the car while it's drying, and then we'll come back and dress it at the end. Alright, the engine bay is near enough dry, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the bonnet down, just onto the... What I'm going to do is I'm just going to put the bonnet down, close it up, and then we're going to turn the engine on while I get everything ready for the actual rinse down and contact wash of the body, and that way it'll just be drying out. And then what we'll do is we'll come back and dress it at the end with a non-spray on product, so there won't be any overspray. I'm going to use Carpro Pearl and just apply it to just the plastic bits and dress it that way. So put this bonnet down, turn the car on. Okay, next all we're going to do is rinse down the vehicle. So I'm going to start off at the back, work my way around, and then once I've just, like I say, normally I have snow foam, but it's really not dirty enough for this. I washed it yesterday, so I'm just going to rinse it down, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the intricate areas with a detail brush and some all-purpose cleaner and just get out in those little cracks and crevices, all the ingrained dirt and all that sort of stuff that you tend to miss when, you know, routine washes. It's just stuff that gets ingrained and stuff we just need to bring out to get it looking as best we can. And then we're going to go on to a 2-bucket method wash. We'll get straight onto that. We'll do it all as one big time lapse. Let's go. Okay, I have finished washing the rest of the car. I've blasted it off nice and clean. I'm just going to wipe it down with the drying towel so that we can, well, dry it. Ding ding. So yeah, so I'm just going to dry it down with that, and then I'm going to dry the wheels with the dog blower, the pet blower thing. So I'm going to dry the wheels and any sort of cracks and crevices where water might leak out of, just with that dog blower. So let's get to it. Okay, so while I was getting in and out of the car, I noticed the screen wash was a bit low, so we're just going to top that up for him before we dress the engine bay. That was really empty. This tank must be huge. That took so much water to fill up. What I noticed as well is this little AMG badge down here. See this? Yeah. So there's little tabs on the back of this. They're little posts, and they go into little slots in there, and they've been broken, and they previously used double-sided tape to stick it back on. I can see that in there. But this literally came out while I was just walking around the car. I noticed it was out, so I'm just going to put a tiny bit of Tiger Seal there and just pop this back in, and that should keep it from flying off. And yeah, you'd have to replace the full grille then, because if these tabs are broken in the back, you have to replace, well, at least this part of the grille anyway, so we'll just do that. Neat, because I find this fine neat. So nice applicator. That's very nice. Onto all the black plastic parts. Alright, so the engine bay is done. We've dressed it. What we need to do now is get onto the interior. So the exterior is done, dry. Looking nice. This is the worst curved wheel. It's really bad. So it's annoying because they still look like the day, but they're not. It's like, yeah, I can feel it. Ugh. It's under the surface, but the tyre's nice and dry. I'm going to let it just dry off fully, and before I dress it. And there was a lot of drying work with this, going around a lot of, like, the small details with the blower and then the drying towel. So I've got like canards, corner splitters, little extension-y bits, you know, all sort of little water traps like that, and then obviously drying the engine bit out again. But now under here is nice and clean, nice and dry. Eat your dinner off that. And this Car Pro dressing is great. I'll come back and buff it a bit later, but I mean, it's pretty much there already. It dries really satiny, really nice, and it's just gonna, if I put water on this now, which I'm not gonna, it'd beat the water off really well. It's good protection. So, like I say, interior, it is not that bad at all. These seats are lovely. They're so cushiony. I think you can adjust them all down here and stuff, but I mean, the carpets are, you know, really not that bad. This is the worst area. It's going to be annoying to get up white because I don't have an extractor yet, but we'll do our best. You know, there's not even really that much built up dirt around. Obviously, I'm going to get a detail brush into all the gaps anyway, but it's not, you know, it's not ingrained. It's not on the level where you think, okay, this is going to take some doing. So, I love this cockpit. Mercedes, I'm not too keen on this tiny little iPad-y thing stuck on, but it's a great entertainment system, infotainment, whatever they call it nowadays. You've got a little controller down here. On the AMGs as well, they've got the little stubby gear sticks. Usually on the Mercs, the new ones, the gears are here. But yeah, on the AMGs, even the GTs, I noticed that when I was at Merc, they all seem to have them down here. But I don't know, it's kind of cool, little pop, and you're in gear. So you've got your controls there as well if you want to do it manually, or you can do it, like I say, through here. Little cup holders here. And then you've got, usually it's got little tiny flappy paddles, but I love these big massive extensions that sort of clip onto the original ones and bring it really cool. I mean, oh, look at that, that's just awesome. I would do that in any car, you know. If I had flappy paddles, I would do that. I'd put those big extensions on, and yeah, it just looks cool. I mean, you're driving along, you just, you know, awesome. So yeah, we'll get to clean this again. Like I say, it's really not that bad at all. Obviously he looks after his car, he respects it, but we're just going to give everything a hoover down first. So I will hoover the dash with a soft brush attachment, accompanied by the interior brush. hoover the door cards, move everything out first obviously, and bin some stuff. If there's anything personal, I'll put it in the boot. I never touch the boot really. I use that as like the storage place for personal stuff, just so that it's there. I can say, look, I've opened it, I've put it in there, closed it, that's it. It's just a thing for me. And then yeah, we will get to hoovering the seats with the soft bristle attachment, getting all the gaps in the perforations of the leather, and then we will get onto the floor and then give it a final wipe down afterwards with an all-purpose cleaner or a damp microfiber or something like that. We'll see when we get to it, and then we'll be done. So let's crack on with it. Okay, so I can't really film in the back because there's not that much room. It's quite cramped, even though it's a 4-door. But what I am going to show you is how I clean mats. So I don't have an extractor, but as you can see, this isn't in too bad shape, so it'll come up fairly well. The only thing that we need to be concerned with is this looks actually a lot whiter on camera, but it's quite yellow and muddy and browny in real life. So what I've done is I've just quickly hoovered it off. Obviously I'm not going to show you that, you know what that looks like. And then what I do is I just take some all-purpose cleaner. You can use special upholstery cleaner, fabric cleaner, whatever is most appropriate. But I know this all-purpose cleaner works really well. And I've just got a carpet brush, so it's a stiff one, not too stiff, it won't damage the fibres, but I just basically hit it from all angles. And you want to get it fairly wet, not sopping, because obviously I ain't got an extractor, so but you want to get a nice little furl on it. And then I just go over the rest of it really quickly with a bit of all-purpose cleaner, just so it's got a wet clean. And then I always try and use a microfiber to mop this bit up where it's really wet, because it just sort of wicks away the most, and it kind of bites as well and cleans the AMG logo, or whatever logo might be there. Shake off, and then I just go over it with a hoover just to get any remaining bits off that I've pulled out, and also just dry it off. I mean, it's not wet enough to damage the hoover, especially when I'm using a Henry. And that's done, ready to go back in the car. So I've pretty much done the back now, and I'll show you the front, and then I'll basically dress the tyres, and then I think we're pretty much, do the glass, and then dress the tyres, and then we're pretty much done. Okay, trick that I've learned for this perforated leather. Sometimes you'll get little bits where it looks like it's, something stuck in it. What I found is take a cocktail stick or some tweezers or something. A lot of time you can either remove it, or you can at least get rid of it, poke it through. So then you don't have these annoying obstructions. You see that one there? So if I just get rid of that. Obviously be careful so you're not damaging the leather. And there you go, so you can get rid of those little annoying bits. Okay, interior's all done, apart from the glass. Just going to dress the tyres now. So once again, Carpro Pearl, neat. I just think it's way better neat. And I'm just working it around all the lettering and stuff, so there's no sort of dry spots. Making sure I get in this lip as well. No dry spots, no areas that haven't been dressed. So you get a nice even finish. And then what I'll do is I'll let this soak in for a bit. And then while it's soaking, I'll do the glass. And then I'll come back and I'll just see whether it needs a buff off or a second application. And I'll do whatever's necessary. Lovely. And it's got a bit of a sheen at the moment, but once it soaks in, It's a really nice satin finish, just darkens the tyre. But if you like the sheen, you can then go back over it, and obviously it'll come up shinier and shinier the more layers you put on. But yeah, not for me. But let's do the other three, and then just do the glass, and we're done. Okay, so once again showing you guys how I do glass. I hate doing glass. It's my least favourite part of detailing. I just leave it if I could. But I believe the best sort of thing, even if you hate doing it, is to keep on top of it. If you let loads of stuff build up and try and just do it once in a while, it's real awful, and you get like a film that you end up pushing around, depending. Vaping, if anyone's ever vaped in a car, I've cleaned cars, I don't vape, just to clarify. But when you clean cars out of that, there's usually like a film over the windscreen. It's real hard to get rid of. But yeah, so just keep on top of it, and it'll be easier each time, and you only have to give it a quick going over. So what I end up doing is spraying a towel. I have two towels. As you can see, this one's a bit dirty because I'm just using this for the top bit where it's really bad. So I drop the windows a little bit so you can get that first like inch or two. I'll go around this side, it'll be a bit easier to show you. And you want to pinch it, get the top of the glass, and like I say, get an inch or two below, and then take your second towel. And this is like your dry towel, is it, where you've got a wet towel and a dry towel to mop up residue left. So I find the best towels for this as well are these waffle weave ones. They're very short pile and they don't leave any lint on the window, which can be almost as annoying as stuff stuck on the window. And then basically repeat the process but for the rest of the window. So when I'm working inside, I spray onto the towel because I don't want the overspray to get everywhere. When I'm working on the outside, I just spray it directly onto the glass and just be a bit careful. Tiny bit of glass cleaner overspray, unless you're using something really, really strong, shouldn't be an issue. So let me just move you back a little bit so you're out of the way. You can still see? Yeah, alright, cool. So I've sprayed onto the towel. And with a wet towel, you want to be quite aggressive. Obviously, don't damage the window, but especially on front windows, in the corners, they tend to get like these lines. You'll probably see them when if your car ever starts steaming up, or if they get really bad, you can start to see them anyway. Really annoying. There's still some on the outside, but I'll get these ones. Go back over. And what I did for ages was I used to put loads of pressure on when I was doing this. You don't actually want to do that. You just kind of want to go over it and just pick up the residue and the dirt. You've done all the work with a wet towel. Now you're just picking up whatever's left and getting rid of the residue and make sure it's streak free. So I'll do the other side and then I'll show you how clear the glass is. Crystal clear glass. It's a bit tinted so you can see me. But yeah, nice and clear. So on here it's like a mirror. So just do the front windscreen and then the front inside. Go around and see what tyre dressing's like. I think that's going to be okay, to be honest. It's pretty nice. And then we'll get some after shots.
I can't get you out of my mind. It's like I feel it for the first time. Been thinking about you all night. I've been searching for this all my life. You're just my type. I've been looking for a boy who can treat me right. Your dark hair with those eyes so bright. They look into my soul and it sparks my life. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time, do you remember? Can I take you there? Back to when we felt like this was forever. Can I take you there? Like it was the first time.
And that is it. This Mercedes is looking absolutely amazing. It is a beautiful colour. I love blue cars and this is just a really nice blue. It's really odd, it's really hard to photograph. It looks kind of lighter than it is on the camera. It's actually a little bit darker in real life, but still quite bright, if you get me. It's a really nice colour. I love a blue car, and this has just come up absolutely amazing. So thank you guys for making it to the end. If you want to see more videos like this, I've got plenty of details up and coming. I actually had a phone call from a good friend of mine asking if I can detail 3 of his cars while I was in the middle of this. So yeah, just keep signing myself up for this stuff. So thank you guys for all the support. Leave a comment down below what you'd like to see me detail next, what you liked about this video, what you think I could improve, anything. All comments are welcome. Leave a like on the video if you haven't already, and subscribe to my channel. We're nearly at 200 subscribers, and yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.